Yes, this is a fake show. It's not. This show is not really happening. It's all fake. It's smoke and mirrors. Uh, Hi, Mr. Sadie, the big winner, chicken dinner. Dang, what a great tournament run he had yesterday night. I went to bed before showed me some pictures of his big poker winning. Oh, God. He beat out like 5,000 other players to finish, what was it, 12th? Jeez, what a good run. Let's see, Bumcrack Picker, all the way from Great Britain. Lag, all the way from wherever Lag lives. The Bearded Picker from Alabama. 24K from Saudi Arabia. Vanessa from the Kingdom of Vanessaville. Cindy from, I forget where Cindy's from. And my wife whispered over, "You're annoying." Wow, Mr. Sadie, $135 payout. That's a good payout on a $11 buy-in. Let's go. Watches. They're fake. Did you ever buy a fake? Yeah. What all has everybody bought that's fake? Yeah, those watches in the preview picture are, there's kind of a story behind them. Y'all want to hear the story? Fake, fake boobs, huh, Tommy? Hello and good morning. Good morning. Yeah, those watches in the preview picture, I think they were actual cases of the real watches, but the movements on the inside are not correct, and the crystals are not correct, and the faces are not correct. I think the only thing that were real on those two watches I showed this morning are the actual case. They weren't exactly high dollar watches anyway. I mean, they're kind of like vintage Seiko and vintage Ricoh. But I got these like, gosh, I hadn't been reselling very long and I was looking for stuff to sell. And I found these that came from India. And when I bought them, I thought, those are just refurbished real watches. But it's like this Seiko. It's supposed to be like a Seiko automatic. And it's got like, the case is like pretty much genuine. But the band has been switched out for like a plastic band, and the crystal. I wore one of these watches for a little while, and I bumped that little crystal on something and just shattered. So the crystals on these are really cheap, and then they changed the faceplate. I don't know, but I bought these cheap. I thought, man, those will sell for like $40 a piece on eBay, and I got them in and wore one a little bit, and one of them I wore, it just quit running, and the other one I wore, I bumped the crystal against a shelf or something, and the crystal just exploded pretty much into
Hey,
shards that would
everybody.
cut you. Hi, Sally. Hi, Scott.
Morning.
So today is the fake show. You ever buy anything fake, Scott?
Not that I'm aware of.
It's kind of almost hard
So,
not to. If you're buying like
Anissa
vintage
lives in
stuff,
Pennsylvania, and Lag lives in Fraggle Rock.
Fraggle Rock. Down in Fraggle Rock, toom, toom. Down in Fraggle Rock, toom, toom.
If you ever see Fraggle Rock DVDs, those sets are still worth about $30 used. I picked up 3 of them the other day.
Sorry, I just got home and I have 4 items to ship.
Nigerian prints. 24Ks and Nigerian prints.
So I'm on the fence about whether I should sell this. You think I should try the comb and see if it'll make my hair grow back? If I start rubbing my scalp with a laser comb, will my hair grow back?
Well, it's worth a shot. Either that or it's fake.
So this was crazy. So this one was at a yard sale we went to, and they had a sticker on the front of it that said "New retail $218." And I looked at the lady and said, "How much you want for it?" She looks at me and she goes, $5. Why do you go to the trouble to put $218 new on it when you're just going to sell it for $5 anyway?
That is interesting. 24K Arabia Felix in the house. And he's silent.
Show me the watches.
Huh?
Show me the watches.
Okay. Look at these.
Show me what you got.
I think these are actual real cases, but the guts, the crystal, the band, everything else about them is just fake, right?
It looks beautiful.
This one says Rico.
I'm bopping my head just looking at it.
I think it's an automatic, but it works for about 10 seconds. You can see the second hand going, and then it'll stop.
We call that tikka masala. Tikka.
You got a good accent this morning. Y'all don't let him fool you. He was raised in America. Or a lot of your growing up time was in America at least, right?
Nein. Das ist nicht gut. Ich sprechen Sie Deutsch.
He's trying to mess with us like he's at the gas station.
I know. Like he's a clerk at the gas station.
That will be $7 a gallon for you. Keep being funny. I'll make it 10.
Because Saudi Arabia controls all the oil in the world, right?
Pops, those are called Frankenstein watches. They come out of India all the time.
Yeah, I bought these from India.
There's some of them that are actually a collective that are collected, but not these.
Really?
Yeah.
And they're like, they refurbish them. Just they put a new cheap crystal on them and a plastic watch band.
Yep.
and they
Yeah,
sell them as,
they'll fix anything from any parts that they have.
and they're
So,
just,
so Todd, Larry says he thought you're on the phone with eBay customer service.
Sir, would you like your refund, sir?
no, I'm
You
not.
are entitled to $299 refund. Otherwise, the police will come and get you. The IRS is coming.
You know,
Yeah,
and they pick up
so,
the phone and they go, "Hello, this is David." I'm like, "Your name ain't David. What the hell?"
but I think these are actual real cases and
Yeah, what they do, it's just like an old
crowns.
car. They take whatever parts they have from an older, not working watch and then put it on new ones, or, to make one work. So that's why I'm telling you, some of them are collectibles because they actually used older, it's just they call them Frankenstein watches.
I don't know.
I know
I
I've heard the voice
I
before.
quit trying to sell them after I discovered the two that I tried to wear broke. So
Yeah.
I had like 10 or 12 of these at one point. But that was, God, I bought these like 6 or 7 years ago when I was first starting to resell, and I thought, those are kind
Well,
of
look,
cheap.
some of them have some nice designs. So what you could do is take them to a Seiko dealer in the States. It wouldn't cost you more than $100 to get the whole movement replaced and bring it back to what it's supposed to be.
Yeah, but it's not worth that much, I don't think. Even
Some of
after,
that one with the like octagon design looks really nice.
yeah, that's called
CCT would
a
love that one.
that's called a Rico. And even though this one runs a little bit, that little button on the side, it doesn't do anything. It's got a spring that returns it back to where it goes,
Yeah.
but
What is it
it
supposed to
doesn't
do, Pops?
I don't know.
Well,
Maybe
then you can
change
keep
the
pressing it
date or
all you want. If you don't know what it's supposed to do, then
I know it's like exercise
it
for
could
your
be
thumb or
it could be to reset the what's it called? To reset the mechanism inside.
I don't
It could
know.
be it could be a gas for divers to let gas out. It could be for as a magnetic thing. Don't just keep pressing it.
Okay. But look at
So what if
that.
it's got different parts inside? It just doesn't work for anything.
It's a genuine Rico watch case.
Yeah. Rico
It's
Suave. That was a
Suave.
song back in the 80s.
Oh. Anyway, I bought a fake Rolex one time.
You want to buy a real one? I just sold one.
Okay, so I
Can't
do have a
afford your
fake
watches.
Rolex, so I lied. I have bought a few things. I bought a bag full of watches that had a fake Rolex in it.
I just sold the Rolex. I bought it for 5,000 2 years ago. Sold it for 10.
Nice. Oh, I got a story about a buyer from hell here in a little bit. Anyway, what have you been doing? 24K, just hanging, doing your work.
Yeah. Trying to find a place to go on vacation. Been bored sitting here for 2 years.
The button could be a bomb detonator. Is that right, Tommy? Rico Suave. Mr. Sadie, send me 500 and I will send you back 8K. That's always worked out for me. Yeah, I bought some fake gold stock one time.
How'd you do that?
How?
Somebody called you and you fell for it?
Yeah, my brother-in-law called me and said, "Hey, you need to get in on this." So I got in a little bit, and sure enough, it went to zero in about 2 months. So kiss that money goodbye.
Mm.
You know you're still big, Todd, right?
Oh, sorry. Here we go. How you doing, Sally? Did you work last night?
Yeah, I just got off of work actually. Changed my clothes and started shipping because I got paid for 4, so I sold I sold 6 or 7, but I got paid for 4 of them, so I got to get
Nice.
those out, and then I have an appointment at 10:45. So
You beat me. I got two products going out this morning on the big eBay sales. 24K. He only sells one thing every about twice a year, and he makes more money off of his 2 things than I do all of my eBay.
I got 2 hours of overtime.
Scott's busy working.
Yeah, I have 17 to ship today.
Oh, good job.
Wow.
Scott's a full timer. He does it. He does it right.
Trying to see if there's anything interesting on here. I
Got
sold
that
some
ele-
sunscreen, banana boat sunscreen for $35. People are crazy.
Yeah, that stuff gets really expensive, especially in the summer. You can't find it. So you'll pay a lot, especially if you're taking your kids out or something.
And then the biggest thing was a Seagate wireless portable hard drive with built-in Wi-Fi. I got 200 for it.
Nice. I still got a tote full of swimming pool parts I need to finish listing. Because it's summer. It's time to sell them. Is that on your shirt? Is that the state of Alabama with an AK-47 on it?
No,
That's
it's
not
an
an AK.
AR-15. I think it's an AR. Or maybe an AK, who knows? Yeah. It was at a yard sale for $1. I'm like, that's a cool shirt.
Yeah. You'll buy anything that's got Alabama on it. Did you sell those boots?
No, they're listed, but I haven't sold them.
Yeah. Y'all want to hear a fun story? So yesterday morning, not long after the show, I'm going to do a screen share. I probably shouldn't show the guy's eBay handle, but I don't care the way he did. All right, here we go. Can y'all see that? He sent me a message a couple of days ago. Said, "Hello, great item for sale. I'd like to buy one or more. Are you willing to negotiate the price?" So I went to my listing and added a make offer button to it. Then I sent him this message. "Thank you for your interest. I've added make offer option to the listing. You may send me an offer if you like. However, I will not lower my price much from the listed price. This is for a sterling silver goblet." And then he writes back, "Thank you, and I appreciate the offer option, but if you're not going to budge more than $5 or so, it's a waste of time and disrespectful to potential customers. Just common sense. Either you can negotiate or you can't. $5 will get you negative feedback for being petty." He's becoming my favorite buyer. "I'll text you and see if it's even worth a hassle. A buying experience isn't supposed to be stressful, and best offer option only causes issues. That's a fact proven over and over again. I'd rather pay full price than having to report you and leaving negative feedback. I'm not an eBay troll, but will crucify a seller if I need to." He's going to crucify me. Save yourself the aggravation and lower the price and take off the make offer button. Silver is dropping and continuing to do so, and your prices should affect that instead of reflect that. It's going to affect that. Again, common sense. Good luck. There are plenty of other sellers offering the same thing. Well, there aren't. And mine's probably the lowest price on eBay. What makes you better? And why would I buy from you?
I would send him back a message saying, I appreciate your thoughts. You've been blocked. Please move on to someone else.
From Schenectady, New York. Nick from Schenectady. I don't know that I've ever gotten a message like that.
I mean, people are idiots because they are basing the value of the goblet on what the silver's worth. And, you know, to someone else, the goblet might be worth something as a freaking goblet, you idiots.
Yeah. Well, just the silver value of that is about $120. So, yeah. And then on top of that, there's the utility of being a goblet, a nice goblet. So, yeah, he got blocked. I didn't respond to him yet. Uh-oh, 24K, what you got? Show and tell.
For sale.
For sale.
For sale for your wives. For that anniversary coming up. Y'all ready?
Dun, 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 dun. Wow.
Very pretty.
Diamond encrusted.
Is that cubic zirconium? Because that's the only way Johnny's getting it.
God, look at that thing. Jeez,
Is the design coming up?
What is it set in?
It's all it's 18 karat gold, diamonds, and some rubies.
Nice. Very pretty.
Then I got another one.
You bought this to resell, right?
Yeah. Unless my wife sees them. This one's just gorgeous.
Moa Wide? Is that the name of the company? Moa Wide?
Yeah, it's a very famous jeweler.
See, that's why I'm just a junk dealer. My wife came out Saturday and looked in the van and goes, I want that chair. It was a $5 zero gravity chair. That's about all I can afford for her to keep.
These are cheap. I can do it on monthly installments.
Moa Wide. Those are crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Those are Sadie.
What do you say?
If you won't negotiate more than $5 on that ring, I'm out.
Sadie is copycatting my pushy buyer. I've never had anybody use tactics like that on me, I don't think, except maybe my parents when they were making me wash the dishes. Maybe that's even stronger than like a 1970s used car dealer. And those guys were pushy with the plaid sport coat on and the cheesy mustache. There's a pendant with a heart and moon. Where's the clover? It's Frosted Lucky Charms. Is that a Moa Wide? God, he got all kinds of stuff. Look at this.
These are Tiffany.
Tiffany. Oh, of course they are. God. Oh, gosh. Let's see if I can look up that pendant.
Was that a sapphire in the middle of that?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's pretty.
it's a Sri Lankan sapphire, actually.
Can I see it again?
Yeah,
I
one
had a
sec.
big screen.
So does that make it cheaper since the Sri Lankan economy just collapsed?
Yeah, I wish.
Yeah, that's pretty.
I got this when we went to Sri Lanka. I bought one for the wife and one for myself.
Nice. Yeah, I think don't they have a lot of mines over there? Like um
They have
Tomorrow.
like the best. They have like the best mines. They have the best
Yeah.
sapphires in the world. The best emeralds are from Afghanistan.
Really?
Yep.
That's my birthstone is emerald.
Yeah, people don't realize the big value of Afghanistan is what's in the land. They have a lot of rare earth minerals and other things also, and that's why they fight over it.
Yep.
Don't let these big superpowers fool you. They ain't there to help nobody. They're there to see what they can get out of the land.
It's pretty.
Cheap opium and cocaine, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, that's just the CIA trying to.
Isn't that their major cash crop?
Not anymore. The Taliban has outlawed all that, and they're very aggressive in shutting it down.
I gotta take my packages up. I'll be right back.
Ooh, this picture you sent, Al. Jaeger Coacher.
All right, I got my 6 eBay listings done today. Woohoo!
I got one done.
I'm up to 39.
Yeah, he can send it to me. Mr. Siri says, can you send it to Sally so she can feel it? Try it on. Wear it for a while.
Yeah, wear it for 50 years. I promise to send it back. Wait. He's got, and yet there's more. Was that alabaster? $24K, you're muted in case you're talking to us.
I said, do you see the inside of this? These are stones.
Yeah,
They're not precious stones. What do you call them in the States?
like quartz
They're
or
not
agate or
agate. That's it. They're agate. But look at the design on the inside that was made naturally. It looks like a reef.
yeah.
Yeah, you can look at it and see something different every single time you look at it.
Yeah, it's like looking at the clouds. What kind of metal is that? Is that silver or
Silver.
gold?
It's just all silver.
These are silver. Oh, so these are the cheap
This
items.
This is called Mexican kidney red.
Cinnabar, maybe.
Yeah, I like the ring on that one, but the stone on the other one.
And this is Japanese flower.
That's like a white turquoise.
Mr. Sadie says, "Do you remember mood rings?"
I do. They were
Oh
all the
yeah.
rage in junior high. God, that's been a long time ago. Late 60s. $24K doesn't have a bank account. He's got jewelry and watches and some gold. Do you ever try to wear all these all at once?
What do I look like? Clap them together. But yeah, these actually in Asia, these stones have people wear them and actually pay more money than precious stones that you would pay for because they feel like they have healing powers, or one is against poison and one is against I don't know what. And so it's more than just jewelry.
They're kind of like good luck charms and
Yeah, yeah, like the blue eye in Greece.
warding off the evil demon.
What is it? The Middle East, what is it? Tiger penis or whatever, or all that crazy mess that they think has healing properties and mess.
That's China.
Yeah, China.
China. How'd you get to the Middle East?
I meant Far East.
We got camel toes over here.
Oh. You got some guy was showing he was selling the bone from a raccoon penis on eBay, and it was selling. He had several.
Yeah, some people believe they have medicinal powers, I guess, or whatever. That's what they do with tigers and stuff like that, right?
String it up and put it on your neck, and it makes you more virile or something. Jeez. They have forgiveness power. I can testify to that. You can't wear large rings on your man hands, right, Carol? She had man hands. That was a funny episode of Seinfeld. She had man hands.
What's everybody doing today?
I'm listing swimming pool parts. After I get back from doing battle with the evil Lutherans at their rummage sale.
So did they have a rummage sale every week?
Yeah, every Thursday at 10 o'clock, unless we have a new COVID scare. They were shut down for like a year and 4 months. In 2020 and 2021.
There's an election special COVID scare coming, you know
it.
Yeah. I'm just listening today, so.
Ooh.
There are 2 estate sales. I hadn't decided if I'm going or not.
Crap. I gotta get out. I gotta get out of stocks. I about had it.
It's pretty amazing you guys are still buying, because all the guys that I talk to, especially like the big American dealers for like watches and stuff, when I called them up to see if they wanted interested in buying one of my watches, almost all of them for the first time ever were like, we're not buying right now. We're on hold. We want to see what the market's going to happen. So I ended up selling it here locally.
Yeah, this is the last day of the second quarter.
So if everybody, make sure you've used your eBay coupon because they expire.
Yeah. If you hadn't used your eBay coupon from, when was that first available?
April 1st.
April 1st. Yeah, I used mine last week. I got in my little poly mailers.
Yeah, I used mine yesterday.
Well, the coupon doesn't go very far, but hey, every little bit helps.
Yeah, the price of boxes has gone up significantly on their site.
I think I already used mine.
Yeah, just like everything else. And then we get a new coupon on Monday.
For high-end luxury items, they've lost about 20 to 30% of their price or value over the last 6 months. Literally. But it had hit such a high that it was also shocking. But the crash was just quick.
Yeah, it's just going down about the same rate that the stocks are. That makes sense. If you got to spend your money on gasoline, you can't afford to buy a nicer watch.
Yeah, but that's just, see, before it was easy for me because if, say, the West or the US or the UK was in decline, you could just switch over and sell in Singapore or China, and they're always buying luxury items. But now you even have China is in a rut. So it's literally the whole world's in, you can't sell to Russia, and they usually buy a lot of these luxury items.
Hmm. Yep.
On exciting news, going to Vegas in October.
Bet it all. One hand of blackjack and walk away. Win or lose.
Yeah, there's a reseller convention out there, October 10th to the 13th.
Yeah,
Harlan went last year, so I was supposed to go, but in the middle of all that COVID, and we had not had it yet. I did. With Johnny being a cancer survivor, I didn't want to bring something back. So, but now that we've both had Omicron, let's go.
Yeah, it's like
You ever watch the show Sanford and Son when they went to Hawaii?
Oh yeah.
That's what I thought of when you were talking.
That was a great show.
Also, John Doritos.
What was his name?
Yeah.
Hernandez with the goat or something like that.
No, you're gonna make me Google it.
The goat's name or the guy's name that owned it?
The guy's name that owned it.
Was
I
it-
don't know if
was
the
it
goat
Julio?
had a name.
Julio.
It was
It was Julio. It was.
And then
There was only a couple of them, like Julio and Rolo, and a couple others, but
that aunt, what was her name? Aunt
Elizabeth.
Esther. Man, you are old, Pops.
Aunt Hester.
Esther.
Aunt Esther.
That's it.
Yeah, and he's like, "I'm coming, Elizabeth."
Come.
Yeah, that was back in the day when you can be funny and nobody was that sensitive. It didn't matter.
The guy died of a heart attack and no one tried to help him.
Because all the stereotypes, man, they destroyed the stereotypes. You know, they had the white police officer, they gave him hell.
The guy ended up actually dying from a heart attack and no one helped him. They thought he was joking around.
Red Fox
Red
died
Fox.
of a heart attack.
Red Fox.
Everybody thought he was joking.
Yeah, of course, Lag doesn't know what we're talking about.
Yeah, died of a heart attack at 68.
Dang. I only have a year and a half left.
He said 68, Pops. You passed that in 72.
Oh, yeah. I forgot. I forget things in my old age.
My goodness, Todd. My goodness.
Yeah, that was TV back in the day. You got between that, All in the Family, and the Jeffersons.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Then you got Family Ties and different stuff.
Dynamite!
Yeah, good times. That was
Before
was
that, Family Times? No, not, what was it called? With Archie.
All in the Family.
Family. That's it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
They don't even show those shows they pulled them off of YouTube.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, heaven forbid one of these snowflakes get offended.
Mm. Those were the days, Mr. You knew who you were then. Gals were gals and men were men. Mr. We could use a man like Herbert Hoover again. Didn't need no welfare stakes. Everybody pulls his weight.
Yeah, Lag, we ain't messing with you. We know you were alive like the rest of us back then. See, Lag tries all those tricks. One day he acts like he's never heard of it, and the next day he's talking about it like he was there.
Yeah.
He's falling for this Lag today. We were born at night, not last
Yeah,
night.
they did something a couple of years back with actors now playing the scenes out, and
Yeah.
that was kind of cool too. You can watch All in the Family on Freezy. It's owned by Amazon completely.
That
free,
makes sense. That's probably why they pulled it off YouTube then.
probably.
Three's Company wasn't all that different either. I remember them making fun
That was
of gay people, you know.
no, but that was the best show ever. That was our ideal of porn back then.
Yeah.
That's all we got to see. Remember Benny Hill? Any of you guys saw Benny Hill?
I know of Benny Hill. I never watched it.
Oh, the Benny Hill show. That was like the thing that used to come out at like 11, 12 o'clock at night. We'd have to sneak up, wait for mom and dad to go to sleep.
I wasn't allowed to watch that. I wasn't allowed to watch Three's Company. It was too.
If Jack Ripper was gay, I want to be gay.
Yeah, too much.
Yeah.
Too much about Jack being gay and him liking girls, and my dad didn't like it.
Yeah, I remember one episode. Jack had a sore wrist, and he was going, "Man, my wrist is sore." And Roper was there, the next door neighbor or whatever, the
landlord,
landlord, and Jack was over there going like that. And Roper said, "I didn't know you guys had an exercise for that." I will never forget that scene. I didn't know you guys had an exercise for that. Hey. Now, if you said something like that on TV now, you would be shut down so fast. Somebody walk on a stage and slap you.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mike, he was, 32? Died yesterday? That was sad. The shot got somebody else yesterday. One of the Saturday Night Live actors died yesterday at 32.
I didn't know there was boobs on Benny Hill.
Yeah, I didn't either.
Yeah, you could see boobies and undies.
If I knew that, I'd have watched it.
Yeah, where I grew up, there wasn't any stations that would carry that show.
Well, I think it was on 18, wasn't it? Or the PBS late night before they went off the air.
Really? That was on public broadcast television?
Yeah, it was a BBC show.
I don't know.
Like everything's dropping today. Gold, silver, stock market. Jeez. Let's see what Bitcoin's doing.
It went below 20,000, I think, yesterday.
Wow.
It went below 19.
I went below 9. Is it 19.1 right now?
If anyone wants to buy Bitcoin, I just came out with 24K coin.
Oh, God.
You give me $1,000. You give me $1,000. You find 10 other people to give me $1,000, and you get 10 automatically. Let's call it for what it is. So instead of doing the pyramid scheme with someone you don't know, at least you can give me 10.
There you go.
It's a pyramid scheme.
Yep, sounds like it.
That's all they're looking. They're just looking for more the more people they can get in until it stops, until they can't find someone. What are you going after? It's you're better off going to Las Vegas and putting it on blackjack or
Right.
whatever.
Right.
I mean, yeah, there's a lot of people that got rich off of it, but think of all the people now that are getting poor off of it too.
It's tough all over.
Yeah.
Do, do, do.
Yeah. I have a chiropractor appointment at 10:45, and then
Yep.
I probably will be listening until 2.
The only sure thing in this world is Mr. Sadie's poker playing expertise. He put in $11 yesterday evening and came out with 135.
Ooh, good job, Mr. Sadie.
That's some good profit there, and like,
Yeah.
of course, the tournament's fun, and you just play them for fun, or at least I do. But
John Jones says our first cable box had buttons on it, and if you forced down 2 or 3 at a time, you could almost see the Playboy channel. I remember, like, when we first got it, it was after I was 18, so we didn't get it for a long time. But after we first got it, we had Playboy channel, and my dad was like, "I'm calling to have that turned off."
I'm sure he did. Your dad was Mr. Religious Strict, wasn't he?
Yeah. Valerie's dad, yeah.
Yeah, even at music in the early '80s, my dad would not let us listen to Motley Crue because of "Shout at the Devil." I'm like,
Yeah.
it's "Shout at the Devil," not with him. Dang, I lost that argument.
Highway to Hell. Yeah. We couldn't listen to any like rock channels with him around. We always, listened when he wasn't there, but yeah, I didn't know too much rock music when I was growing up.
Yeah. I remember in my bedroom I put up some rock band posters, and when I went away to summer camp one summer, my parents tore them down and painted my room.
Nice.
And they were so excited about it when I came in and saw the room. I was like, "What happened?"
We'd always, buy the teen magazines or whatever and have our idols posted on the back of the door. So when my dad opened the door, he couldn't see them. Yep, that's why we're rebels now. That's for sure. Just like I posted a thing on Facebook yesterday, and it was a little bit controversial, but it said, need to ban Viagra because if it's God's will to get pregnant, then so is your limp dick. I was like, I love that.
That's cool.
It just goes to show the power of programming on TV, because the TV is screaming over and over, they're outlawing abortion, they're out. And the whole thing that they did was return it to the states. They didn't outlaw anything. They said it's not a federal right. It's not in the Constitution. It's up to your state. Oh. And everybody who was protesting lives in states that are New York, California. All these states are never going to outlaw. So, yeah. I mean, it's the biggest.
Well, I just don't want it to turn back to, these kids that get pregnant by their dads. I mean, no matter how you want to see it, it happens. It's awful. Or their brother or their uncle.
Sally, I think the real issue has to do with the punishment that's given to rapists, molesters is not strong
Oh,
enough in is not
I
strong enough in
completely
the
agree.
states.
I completely agree. I
You know
think
what? You know what
I
they
think if
do? You
they,
know what they would do
did like
here
they
to it?
I think if they did like they did in the old days and took him up to the woods and poured honey on him and tied him to his tree, I think we wouldn't have that problem.
Do
Yeah,
they castrate them?
here for child molesters, they dig a hole and they put them in it and then they plug in the hole where only their head and shoulders are up, and then the people just stone them to death. I mean, it's a gruesome sight. I
Yeah.
would never want to see something like that, but at the same time, it is a deterrent.
You know, in California, I used to work at the state mental hospital, and it was chock full of child molesters. And basically, we just babysat them all day. It was ridiculous because they're spending state money on these people have a free home because they committed a crime.
Castrate them and move on.
That's what I say too. You know, there's a lot of different, you know, kinds of punishments that are well suited for those people.
Castrating someone wouldn't stop them from being able to molest somebody. It'd just be able to stop them from doing that to them. It's
Right.
still molest.
Yeah.
It's,
Yeah. It's just
All right, then
it's
dig a
just
hole.
something wrong with their
it's,
brains. They're sick
I'm
people.
not saying dig a hole, but it's just as, I mean, you've literally murdered that person.
They're
That
they're
child that
sick people.
you've ruined the rest of his life. At
Yeah.
least
Yep.
put him in jail for life. I'm not saying kill someone, just put him in jail for life. They shouldn't come back out. I
Yeah, but
mean,
then, you know, you get them in there, and that's kind of what they want. Like, then
well,
they're
good
able
to
to
them. Let them
let
be in there.
you know.
Yeah, I
They
say we go back to the
separate them.
Wild West. If you're
They
100% sure they did it, just hang them.
they protect them even in jails. They separate them from the rest of because the rest of the inmates would kill them.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a harsh subject because, you know, it's like at the end of the day, they're sick people, and they try to put them through
But there's also
a type of like you know, like classes to not be a pedophile, and
Yeah,
it's
right.
ridiculous. It's ridiculous. I've led the classes before, and I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? You have to tell these people where not to touch people? That's no. Like, they already know this. They know this. And that's why they do it. For one reason is because, you know, they know they're not supposed to do it.
the
Yep.
issue is that there are some. I mean, there are some young women or even older women that go through depression when they get pregnant and end up taking there's been studies of that kind of stuff too. So you
Yeah.
also have to think of the woman and is she able to do something? This is why I never want to get into this discussion. Yes, I have beliefs and my religion says something, but at the end,
Oh, me too.
if it's going to affect someone's life,
Yeah.
or she can't handle it and she ends up hurting the baby or hurting herself.
Right. I say don't use it as a birth control,
Oh, definitely.
you know, and I mean, this is my belief. I know other people believe differently, but I think if it's going to take the mother's life to have the child, then they should be able to abort it, you know, health wise, um, especially if they have other children. You know, like, you know, there's certain circumstances like that, like the child's not going to have any quality of life because it has health problems. You know, there's so many different circumstances where, you know, it really should be up to the person.
Yeah, with the health of the mother, I mean, we're talking less than 0.5% of. We're not. I mean, that's not a huge number. I mean,
Yep.
and people throw that out there all the time. And most laws, even in states like Alabama, that has some of the strictest laws, the health of the mother's in there.
Yeah.
That's not one they take away, but people always want to say it.
Oh, right. To make it look bad.
Oh yeah.
And I'm not a
Uh,
political person at all, but I do believe that, you know, there's certain rights that people should have that, you know, have to do with their own life. You know, if they're being molested by their, you know, by a family member or something and they end up pregnant, 12 years old or some shit like that. I mean, it's I just see like if they did that, there would be a whole lot of back alley doctors again doing botched abortions,
Yeah.
you
And,
know.
and the other thing we have to remember also is, I mean, we're living in 2022. Kids are having sex at a much younger age nowadays. I mean, when we were in high school back in the day, you still had people are having sex now in junior high school and the elementary school. So
Yeah.
if this girl, a poor girl gets pregnant because she made a mistake at 12 or 13, what
Yeah.
happened? And I'm not saying that because it's against my religion, but you got to think of the family, the whole
Yeah.
family, that kid's rest of her life.
Right.
Otherwise, then shouldn't we allow these young girls that might want to have sex and boys to get married then maybe? Because they're having sex at 12 and 10 and 11.
hmm.
Yeah.
The biggest thing that nobody talks about is uh, you want to compare Margaret Sanger to Hitler. Who killed more? Did Hitler kill more Jews, or did Margaret Sanger kill more black babies?
Mm.
She was a devout racist. She started Planned Parenthood to reduce the population and reach other black race. And we're talking 60% of abortions a year. More kids are aborted in New York City than are born black children. It's
Really.
people don't want to talk about the racial things and what abortion has done racially, especially to the black race. It's been devastating for how many babies. 60% of abortions come from 12-13% of the population. It's insane.
Mm.
I think that comes from how we're educated on what a child is. When I was living in the U.S., you were always taught that child has cost that comes with it. You got to pay
Right.
for his university. You're going to pay for this. Whereas in Asia, they tell you, and these are poor countries in Asia, not rich ones. They tell you, each kid, God brings his own money with him. His wealth comes with him, so they'll have more kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember 24K growing up. They would each year they'd update that, and they say if a kid born today, it would cost you so and so thousands of dollars.
Yeah,
And
exactly. It's calculated in money.
they were big scary numbers.
Yeah.
I was talking to an ex-prison guard from a prison at Gainesville, Texas, ladies unit, and she was complaining that prison isn't enough of a deterrent for criminals nowadays. The ladies were getting prescription medicine for sex change drugs,
Yeah.
paid for by the government.
Yeah.
Just because they identified as a man, I guess. Ugh.
Well, and if they were taking it before they got locked up and they stopped taking it, then it can cause health problems. So then really
Well,
the prison would be
that's
responsible for those
no.
health problems.
In my opinion, it's the chance they took when they decided to do crime. But anyway,
And in a lot of the rest of the world, they don't even feed you in prison. You have to pay for your own food, or you starve.
No kidding.
Yeah, it's it's different. Like there's prisons in Denmark and
Basically, the criminal system has failed everywhere.
yeah, yeah. I believe so
yeah,
too.
I
I
mean,
mean,
there isn't one country in the world that's crime free. There are some that have much less, and you feel a lot safer in them. Yeah,
yeah,
like if you go to Singapore, one of the safest places you ever feel. But everything they do, caning outside, all this public stuff, public shaming. If you chase after a girl and she's not interested in you and you keep doing it, they will put your picture up on a big billboard in the middle of the street, right near your house. It says, this person is chasing girls.
Yeah.
And he'll be ostracized.
Yeah. It's a crazy world.
Yep. Well, we got serious today, but that's good every once in a while. It's good to keep the lines of communication open.
Oh, I
Yeah,
gotta get up here.
I haven't been caned since I was like 14. And I deserved it.
Back then they had like whips and chains, right, Pops?
Just I so remember the sound of a belt being ripped from pants to be used on my backside.
But that doesn't. I mean, we all got. I mean, we all went through that. I don't do that to my. I don't think that did anything. It
Yeah.
just got to the point where you're like, all right, go ahead, hit me. I'll take it. I'll fake cry, and then 5 minutes later, they're kissing you and telling you they're sorry and stuff. And you're at. Nah, I'd rather sit down, talk to him, show him why he's done wrong. It might not work. My wife does the hitting.
Yeah.
Yeah. How old is your oldest now, Al?
21.
Wow. Is he in college? Going to
Yeah.
university?
Yes, sir.
What's he studying?
Pre-med.
Ooh, cool.
Not really.
Oh, not really.
Nah. I'm paying for it, so he could have done something nicer. What's wrong with a Bachelor of Arts or something? Business or something. I mean, 4 years, we're done.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of 8 or 10.
Yep.
Yeah. I don't think doctors ever quit going to school, do they?
I don't know.
That's
I
No,
was
not with
shocked.
the continuing education, everything else to stay up on.
Gwen's nephew is like $300,000 in debt for his medical career.
Oh, Mr. Sadie, I'm also strict, and I had the same. I felt the same way. I just
Oh,
didn't feel like
Sally's gone.
hitting at this age would do anything anymore, or at least that's how I felt about it. So to me, and like I said, my wife she hits them, but they're more scared of me than her, and I don't hit them. And I keep trying to explain that to her. Look, they're not scared of you, but they're scared of me. I don't hit them. But I'm very strict about everything. What time they come home, even the 21-year-old. There's I got there's limits to everything.
Yeah.
Laga, you're asking about what does it cost their university?
Is it subsidized by the government like ours is? Ours is supposed to be subsidized, but the
Well,
kids
yeah, I
come out
mean,
with debt.
the majority of the universities here are public universities, but the one that my son went to is a private. The reason for that was he was actually supposed to go to King's College in the UK, and last minute because of Corona, we had to change. So he wasn't able to take the test to get into the public. So I ended up having to put him into a private school. The private school costs me about $30,000 a year, $35,000 a year. But it's in the top 100 of world schools. So, but it's cheaper than me sending him home to Maryland and sending him to school in the U.S.
Yeah, the U.S. kills you if you don't live in the state of the university. They absolutely destroy you.
Yeah.
I think out of state here at the University of Alabama is 50 grand.
Yeah. And for international students, it's even a little bit higher.
Oh, wow.
That's why they accept a lot of the international students, even if their grades are lower. It's because they pay higher.
Alabama has a higher percentage of, this is kind of strange. The reason why Alabama has a high percentage of international students, we're one of the first ones alphabetically when they start looking for universities.
Tennessee has a lot of Middle Eastern students in it too.
Yeah, I think Alabama's is more Far East, more big contingent. But the universities, that's their business model, because I think Alabama's out of the state of Alabama total is like 55%.
Yeah, Junk says my son went to Penn State and has a huge college debt. The way that we do it here is we pay for everything for our kids up until they get married, and then they take care of us once we retire. So we don't have a retirement plan, and we don't have a pension plan. We put that into the kids, and then the kids take care of us. So at least that's how it's supposed to be.
Yeah. That's the way America used to be. Yeah. Grandpa'd go out and bought a farm, and the kids worked it while they were young, and then when Grandpa got too old to work the farm, the kids worked the farm for him. And
You know what's amazing here is how they
everybody
think. Here, people think generational. So if someone's very poor, he knows he can't afford a house, he'll start saving for it, knowing that he will never be able to buy the house, but he'll get his kid one step closer to getting his house. So they'll start doing it that way. And it might take 2, 3, 4 generations before they get the house. And then when they do get the house, they just start building on top of it when they have more kids, and their brothers are out. So
Yeah. Well, folks, I think tomorrow morning we'll be on Sally's channel, and we'll have another great discussion. We'll
I
solve
got to go to
all the
yard sales
problems
tomorrow.
of life. I got to ship out my 2 orders.
Because I know what day it is today. Woo, it's Thursday.
Thursday. Yep. So it's about time to shut it down. Thanks for coming on 24K, Scott, Sally, and
thanks for
all
having
the
me.
folks in the side chat. We'll see you later.